It's a good start to the video, right? Sure. Sure it is. All right, section 6.1. Factoring polynomials with common factors. All right, so first we're going to break into the world of factoring with factoring out a greatest common factor, which we will later refer to as a GCF. Basically look at the two terms or three terms or however many terms there are and think about, what do these terms have in common? What could I divide out of all of these terms? So on this first one, they don't have an x in common, they just have numbers. 6 and 18 can both be divided by 6. So that goes outside of the parentheses. And then 6x divided by 6 is just x. 18 divided by 6 is 3. We're undoing the distributive properties. So if you were to re-multiply this, 6 times x is 6x, 6 times negative 3 is negative 18. So we've just undone the distributive property to get the factored form. The next one, first the numbers, 10 and 25. We can't divide those both by 10. We can divide them both by 5. And then y cubed and y squared. Y cubed is 3 of them. Y squared is 2 of them. We can definitely take 2 of them out of both. So y squared. So if I do 10 divided by 5, I'm left with 2. Y cubed, you take 2 of those out, you're left with a y. Negative 25 divided by 5 is negative 5. You take those y squared out, and you don't have any y's left. So our factored form is 5y squared times the quantity 2y minus 5. X squared and x have x in common. X squared is, sometimes it's easier to see this visually, x times x. We're taking one of them out, so we have an x left over. This is just an x. We're taking that out, so there's like nothing left, but we can't have nothing. We have to have a placeholder here. So we put, a times 1. If we multiply this back out, x times x would give us x squared. X times 1 would give us 1x. So anytime you have a naked x, remember there's always a 1 in front of it. And if you take the x out, the 1 is still there. You still need a 1 to keep its place. On the next example, this time we're talking about trinomials. First, look at the numbers, 3, 15, and 12. I could divide all of those by 3. Then I look at the letters, the x's. This one has just an x, this one has 2 of them, and this one has just an x. So just an x can be pulled out. And the y's, this one has 2, this one just has 1, this one just has 1. So we can only pull 1 out. All right, what is left? 3 divided by 3 is 1. Do we have to write the 1? Well, if there's like letters involved, no, but I'm just going to leave it there just because. We're taking that x out. The y, we're taking one of them out. There's still 1 left. Negative 15 divided by 3 is negative 5. We're taking one of the x's out, so we still have one of them. And we're taking one of the y's out. That takes all of the y's out. 12 divided by 3 is 4. We're taking out the x. We're taking out the y. There we go. That might be kind of confusing how I wrote that, so it might be better to write this out as like 3x, y minus 15x, y plus 12x, y, because then you could really see we're taking this x out of this one, when we're doing 3 divided by 3. We're doing negative 15 divided by 3. We're taking out an x. We're taking out a y. We're doing 12 divided by 3. We're taking out the x. We're taking out the y. Oh, and over here we're taking out a y. Sorry. All right, negative 2x squared. It's really best if this first term in the parentheses is positive. So anytime you have a negative in the first term, you want to factor out a negative. So they have a negative something in common. 2, 8, and 12, we can definitely divide those all by 2. And this first one has an x squared. The second one has an x, but this last term doesn't have an x, so we can't factor an x out. Negative 2x squared divided by negative 2 will just be x squared. 8x divided by 2 is 4x, and negative 12 divided by 2 is negative 6. Okay, now we're getting into factor by grouping. What I want you to notice here is that x minus 2 and x minus 2 are exactly the same. When that happens, we're going to collapse this down into x squared plus 3 times x minus 2. So the x squared and the plus 3 become one set of parentheses. The x minus 2 becomes a second set of parentheses. Now, the most common question I get here is, where did the other x minus 2 go? So this step up here is really the distributive property written out. If I were to take this, our answer, if I were to take this and say, let's FOIL, let's double distribute, let's multiply this out, we would do x squared times both of these. So we would do x squared times both x and negative 2. Then we would do 3 times both of these. So we do 3 times the x and the minus 2. That is what we have written right up here. So that step is really the distributive property written out. It's the first thing times the second set of parentheses, the second term times the second set of parentheses. We're just collapsing that back down into the factored form. Oops, I took out some parentheses there. I need to fix that. All right, so this one, we've got the 2x, and what number is here in front of these parentheses? There's a 1 in front of there. So our first set of parentheses is going to be 2x plus 1. Our second set of parentheses is the 3x minus 4. As long as both of those parentheses are exactly the same, you can collapse it down like this. This leads us into factoring by grouping. Factoring by grouping means that we have a 4-term polynomial. We are going to split it into 2 groups. So split it right after the second term, before the symbol that goes with the third term. So right after the second term, we're going to split into 2 groups. Now we're going to do what we did in our first example with each of these groups. So our first group is 2x cubed plus 8x squared. What do these 2 terms have in common? Ignore the second group for right now, just look at the first group. So 2 and 8, we can definitely divide both of those by 2. X cubed and x squared, we can take x squared out. So I'm going to divide both of these by 2x squared and put whatever is left in the parentheses. So 2x cubed divided by 2x squared. We're getting rid of the 2. We're taking out 2 of the 3 x's. We have 1 of those x's left over. 8 divided by 2 is 4, and we're taking out the x squared. Okay, we are done with our first group. Second group, 3x plus 12. They don't have any x's in common, but they do have 3 in common. So I'm going to, whatever symbol is here, we're going to drop that down and use that symbol. Plus 3, so I'm going to divide both of these by 3. 3x divided by 3 is just x. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Oh, hey, look what happened. X plus 4 and x plus 4 are identical. The 2x squared and the plus 3, that's going to be our first set of parentheses, if I could write that correctly. And the x plus 4 will be our second set of parentheses. So using what we just learned about factor by grouping, that's going to help us finish this problem. So we're using what we did in our first couple examples to factor the 2 groups, and then we're using what we learned in example 3 to collapse that down to our final answer. So why don't you, pause the video and start this one on your own. The one thing I'm going to tell you is use this negative symbol with that second group, like factor a negative out of that second group. So pause the video and try this one on your own. In this first group, 2 and 4, we can divide both of those by 2. X cubed x, we can definitely get an x out. So 2x cubed divided by 2x. That takes out the 2, takes out one of the 3 x's. We're going to have x squared left. 4x divided by 2x. 4 divided by 2 is 2. X divided by x cancels. In the second group, whatever the symbol is in front of the third term, use that symbol. X squared and negative 2 really don't have anything in common. If they don't have anything in common, they always have a 1 in common. So we're using the negative and they have a 1 in common. So we're going to divide both of these by negative 1. So negative x squared divided by negative 1 is positive x squared. Negative 2 divided by negative 1 is positive 2. By factoring out a negative, we have created these two sets of parentheses that are identical. If we hadn't have done that negative, then those two parentheses would not have matched. So our final answer is 2x minus 1 in one of the sets of parentheses and x squared plus 2 in the other set of parentheses. Now, does the order that you write these parentheses matter? Absolutely not. If we had written x squared plus 2 first and 2x minus 1 second, that would have been totally fine. The one thing that you cannot do is stack them. So if you try to write it like this, I will definitely count that wrong. You don't want to stack them. You want to write them horizontally like that.